Hello friends and welcome to Saitamastacker channel. My name is Dean. If you're watching my videos for the first time, please know I only make them for entertainment, education, and for community building around the Saitama token. So please do your own research before investing. Interesting day here for Saitama. I've got a little update for you on the spreadsheet that's going to give us a lot more accuracy surrounding the burn numbers. There's a couple interesting things happening in the Twitter space. An interview that we were all told about several weeks ago that Russell did, and we weren't sure exactly when it would release. I'm sure it had to be, gone over with the fine-tooth comb and edited to the nines. And then you should see the disclaimer. If you guys think it's crazy, or the intro that I do with my disclaimer that this is not financial advice, wait till you see the one on that video. It's like reading the pre-roll in Star Wars if that pre-roll lasted for half of the video. It's insane how many disclaimers they have to have on those videos. All right, let's jump in, take a quick look at the fundamentals. So in the last 24 hours, we've added 670 wallet holders, bringing our total to 326,373. There's people in the comments talking about that the wallets don't mean anything, and I'm in agreement that to a certain extent, you can't trust that number because people who leave or basically sell their tokens, if it leaves 2 tokens behind, it counts that as a Saitama wallet. What I'm really interested in, for one, the number is still impressive. That's a lot of people to push the button to start an account. But the increase day over day tells us or gives us an indication of the amount of interested people in the project. I think it's valid information. That's where my focus is. Currently, at our market cap of 1.157 billion, we would rank 85th of all cryptocurrencies per CoinGecko's ranking system. Price 7026. We had about 22 million in volume in the last 24 hours, and our burn is sitting at 56.25%. So 56.25% of the total supply is burned. In the last 24 hours, we burned 4.7 trillion tokens. Now, this is where we're going to get a lot more accurate. My old burn speedometer was based on calculations that I made based on the volume and the current price. What I should have been thinking all along, and it seems obvious to me now, but this burn is the actual burn data from the Etherscan. I just look at the wallet, 56.2528. I put it into my spreadsheet, and the difference between these two multiplied by the original token supply tells us how many tokens we've burned. Well, I just converted that into a number. I took a 10-day average of the tokens burned, turned it into a percentage, and annualized it. So we would be burning at this rate 2.09% per year. And that would be 175 days to burn 1%. This number is very reliable based on the way that I'm doing it. The other stuff, I just took it out of the spreadsheet and scrapped it. In the Twitter space, on Russell's feed, we see a couple of interesting things here. The first one is there's an announcement just made a few minutes ago that tomorrow, February 3rd at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, the development team is doing an AMA. This should be a solid AMA. They've been working for 3 weeks straight trying to fix whatever it is that's wrong with Saitamask. I mean, we know certainly that there were some issues with a bot attack or bot attacks early on that caused a lot of problems, but it seems like there have been a lot of things they've been able to work on. So I went ahead and retweeted that. It'll be in my feed, but you can find it in Russell's feed. That's Saitama Guru 1 is his Twitter name, but Saitama Guru. The other thing that I'm seeing here is a link from the Saitama official Twitter feed that Russell spoke with this TV anchor, Jane King. She's part of Nasdaq's New to the Street TV show, internet show. I'm not 100% sure how they're doing it, but they post all of this stuff out to YouTube. So this was an interview that Russell told us about a month ago, and they did the interview. We didn't know when it was going to release. I do have the YouTube feed up here. It was actually posted January 14th, and I'm surprised we didn't hear about it until now, but there've been a lot of things going on with the development team, and so it's out there now. I watched the interview. I thought it was pretty good. The production value is pretty good. They've got about 20,000 views on this, so decent stuff. And there is a website, New to the Street, that they do quite a bit of content. It looks very professionally put together. The last thing I'll talk about from Twitter is Lily Finance posted earlier today that they're 48 hours away from the official launch of Lily. Fingers crossed, right? Hey, hopefully no more gremlins. Hopefully no more delays. We get Lily launched Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern. So something that I'm looking forward to very, very much. Two more things I'm going to show you here. Just a real quick look at DEX tools. We've been hopping between 1 and 2 on here, but currently sitting number 1 in the Ether hot pairs. Still lots of attention there for us. So I've been having a little bit of, I wouldn't really call it anxiety, but just trying to think through, how do I want to approach funding my Saitamask account? Do I want to try to connect one of my wallets? Do I want to purchase tokens and transfer them in? I'd prefer not to do that, because transferring tokens from one wallet to another triggers, it looks like a sell. So you end up paying the reflections and the burn to move your tokens over. And while that's a good thing for reflections and the burn, I want to keep as much of my tokens as I can. So I think I'm going to fund my trust wallet, which I kind of use almost as like a test wallet. I'll buy some Saitama in there, unless they get the ETH pair working on Saitamask that I can transfer in ETH and buy, because I'm more than happy to pay the fees on Saitamask. They're supposed to be lower, and the proceeds of the fees go to the development team to build the project. So I'll be watching tomorrow's AMA to try to figure out the best way to do that. Now I'm going to show you one more thing. I live on a budget. My wife, not particularly interested, believe it or not, in cryptocurrencies. When I start talking to her about cryptocurrency, she just kind of shuts down. She prefers to think more concretely, less abstractly, and she views cryptocurrency as kind of an abstract thought. Though she's more than happy to use her debit card and not carry cash around, so she kind of understands this digital currency, but cryptocurrency, she's not one of my views every day. Let's just put it that way. So what I want to show you is actually an app that I have on my phone, and it's where I basically save money up to do whatever I want with it, quite frankly. Whether I want to invest it in cryptocurrency, whether I want to make a purchase for myself, this is kind of an app that I use for accumulating. So let me pull up my phone here. So this is an app called Acorns. And if you don't have Acorns, I think it's an interesting app. They're not sponsoring anything. They're not paying me for this, but this is a nice way for me to accumulate money. And it works 2 or 3 different ways. Okay. So the first thing that they have is, once you set up an Acorns account and you link a card to it, whatever you use to purchase that card, there are some places that just participate in a kickback to people who have the app. So you fill up with gas, you get a quarter. You fill up, or I went to Burger King, there's, change there that these places give back in percentages. And you can see some of the agreements they have down below for places where, if you order Uber Eats regularly, well, Uber Eats kicks 3% back to your Acorns account. So it's a way that by not doing anything, you can actually start saving some money. Another thing they do is called roundups. So with roundups, essentially every time you use your card, the card doesn't ever end on a whole dollar transaction. So if I'm putting, the top one, fuel in the car, or it looks like I went in and I bought some sodas or something, I must have been 20 cents shy of the nearest dollar. They round up to the nearest dollar, and then that money gets put into my account. It's an automatic roundup system. So every time I use my card, money is flowing into my account. The last way is you can just set up a structured regular deposit. So I do $35 a week, but you can do $5 a week, or you can do $0 a week and just get roundups, or kickbacks from purchases that you're already making anyway. I kind of forgot about this guy, and now I've got $1,400 saved up. I don't even remember when the last time I looked at it was, but it has to be several months. So I was stressing a little bit about, I don't want to really take my Saitama tokens and transfer them over. I'm not sure if my Ledger Live is going to link or be able to be linked to the account. If you guys have a Ledger Live and you've already connected that wallet to Saitamask, please let me know. But I'm going to transfer this money into my bank and kick it over, buy some new tokens, and definitely I can link my Trust wallet. So if you're interested in the Acorns app, they actually do have a referral program. I will put a link in the description of the video. And if you guys get it, you get $5, I get $5. And right now they're running a special where if 5 of you do it, I get $1,000, which I'll put back into cryptocurrency. So no pressure. You do you. This is just an easy way for me to be able to automatically put some money away into savings. My wife knows that I'm putting $35 a week. It's a small amount. It's crazy how fast it adds up. And it surprised me today when I was thinking, how am I going to fund this wallet? Well, I'm going to use this money to do it. All right, folks. Last thing I will show you are just my reflections for the day. And we'll get this one signed out. In the last 24 hours, I received 45,829,000 free Saitama tokens as part of the reflections. Brings my total reflections since November 21st to 3.9 billion. And at the current prices, it's just about $100 in passive income for just holding Saitama. Friends, I hope you're having an amazing day. Check back with me soon. We'll watch our Saitama stacks grow together.